Carnell Tate, 6'3", 195. He'll gain weight. Don't worry. He'll be playing at 203, 205. 6'3", Ohio State. Guy's been trained by the best. This is a place where wide receivers are manufactured. And some will say, oh, he's slow, Smitty. This guy doesn't drop footballs. This is Chris Carter type hands and route running and precision. And anybody that doubts that this kid could be a top 12 wide receiver, I feel bad for you. Now, landing spot is key. Landing spot is everything. We can't cement anything in. Because if he goes somewhere to play second fiddle, maybe let's call it New York Giants. How can he be the number one wide receiver on the team with Malik Neighbors there? If he goes to New Orleans, it could be good long-term maybe. You know, who knows with the injuries to Olave. We do love Olave, though. Olave to the moon. But there are certain situations where he goes nuclear, ballistic. And KC might be one of those longer-term better options than any of them, but maybe not seemingly the best option year one. There are a lot of different ways to look at Carnell Tate. Dynasty, redraft. We'll go over his redraft value. We'll go over his projected dynasty value with all those landing spots and kind of tackle it from all angles, because a Carnell Tate in KC is the long-term option. They don't bring back Rashee Rice after 2026, let's say. That is the best long-term Carnell Tate, but it's not the best rookie season Carnell Tate unless Rashee Rice gets suspended. So many angles to it. The Fantasy Football Show, Graveyard Edition, on Rumble and on YouTube. The Dynasty show is after this. That show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
We're not going to be here too long tonight because we're going to jump straight on the Dynasty channel. But, you know, the more activity we have, obviously, you know, I'm not leaving if people are dropping super chats. I'm not leaving once we open the phone lines and just hanging up on everybody. But I'm going to try and get to the Dynasty channel as quick as I can, since I'm getting a little bit of a late start tonight on the graveyard stuff. But Luis already dropping a $20 wad. This is the kind of stuff that makes the night, kicks off the show legend style. Luis, appreciate you dropping the wattage on screen. Luis says, I'm going to sleep, but could we please have one extender on the Dynasty show tonight from this super chat? I'm dropping the rest of the gifted memberships, LeBron versus Jordan. If you want to call in real quick, I don't want to rile you up before you go to bed, but you could have the LeBron Jordan debate with me real quickly if you want. I don't want you to miss out. Or if you want to do it tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, I think we were planning on doing that on the Dynasty channel. Yeah, let's do that tomorrow night. Go to sleep. Thank you for the $20 super chat. We will kick the show off with a 15-minute timer on Dynasty in tribute to Luis dropping that wad. Luis, thank you very much for the extender, the early extender. We'll have an extender sound to an animation probably tomorrow night. But Luis, feel free to extend tomorrow night's LeBron Jordan debate, which, by the way, I don't put your earmuffs on, Luis. Don't listen to this. Between just you guys and me, Luis is going to get dunked on. I don't understand how anybody can even have the LeBron Jordan debate. It's wild to me. It's wild. We'll have it for tomorrow. Don't even talk about it now. Go to bed, Luis. Thank you for the super chat, you straight up monster. Tony with the super chat, $10 hauler, says Graveyard Gang. Thank you.
I
Tony.
smell meatloaf.
Guys, Carnell Tate is special. Thank you again, Luis. Carnell Tate is a Nico Collins meets Chris Carter. Some of you don't even know having a Chris Carter debate with someone that didn't watch Chris Carter is the same thing as like talking to somebody about LeBron that hasn't seen LeBron play. You know what I mean? But Chris Carter was magical. His hands were like the guy would catch everything. And I get that vibe with Carnell Tate. You give him a Mahomes, you give him a quarterback like that. We're talking about Dynasty Marvel. We're talking about everything Rashee Rice does. Rashee Rice does right now in his prime, not injured, everything's going well, this guy will do and probably do better. So for those like Husseini who's in the building that might be a little bummed about the idea of Rashee Rice not being brought back after his 2026 contract is up here in 2026, which I don't know. He'd have to really explode, not get suspended, have a great year, or the Chiefs are going to, either they could tag him if he played really well, like well enough that, top 5 to 7, top 5 to 10, like Pickens played top 5 and they tagged him. But if they have Tate, they might let him walk. Luis dropping 10 gifted memberships. Luis, thank you very much.
I smell meatloaf.
What a guy. Luis, I thought you were going to bed. Kobe, yeah. Look, this is going to piss Luis off. He probably won't be able to sleep after this. I don't care about numbers. They matter. But you ask me who the best basketball player was that ever played the game, it's Jordan. There's no debate. There's zero debate. And anybody that doesn't say Jordan didn't watch him play. If you watched Jordan play and LeBron play, I've never met an individual that watched both of them, not like the tail end of their career or an ESPN highlight reel. Like you watched Jordan's entire career. If you watched it on TV, you actually lived through it. I've never met an individual that's lived through both that has said LeBron. It's always been Jordan. But guess what? LeBron's not even the second best player to ever play the game. And you could go back to Oscar Robertson and all that, and I didn't watch Oscar play, so I would be admitting that I don't know. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar obviously is one of the top 5. But if I had to pick the 2 best players that I have ever seen play the game, it would be Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron's in this right here. No one's saying LeBron isn't third but this is it. If you don't know this, I don't know how to help you. I don't, because Kobe was like Jordan. These two were different animals. They didn't cry and complain and flop. Like, you imagine picture this right now. This is hilarious. Close your eyes and picture Jordan flopping and going, it just didn't happen. It's Jordan, Kobe, then LeBron, or LeBron and Oscar and Magic Johnson. Like you could Bird, you can even put Bird tied here on this. Bird, Oscar probably. I didn't watch Oscar play. I didn't really. I saw like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't remember Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like that was, I forget what year that was. I may have seen it, but I didn't watch it, absorb it. I absorbed, Magic at the end there, and obviously. But anyway, where was I at? Carnell Tate, the best landing spot long term, and I'm going to open phone lines real quickly. KC would probably turn Tate into a top 7 to 12 Dynasty wide receiver. What would it do to his redraft value? Completely contingent upon Rice. Completely. If Rice is suspended, then Tate can do all this a little early. Maybe top 10 to 15 his rookie year. Dance around that. If, let's say, Rashee Rice plays almost the whole season, then Tate going to KC, you might still get like 15 to 20 rookie wide receiver numbers out of Tate in KC with Rice not missing any games. Rice is not out. If Rice is out, this could be easily 12 to 12. We'll say easily 10 to 14 numbers as a rookie. And Dynasty, it's 7 to 12 Dynasty in KC, no matter what happens to Rice. Now, if Tate goes to Tennessee equals Tate, his redraft values probably 14 to 18 wide receiver redraft. And dynasty value, I would probably say in Tennessee, I still think it can be, 10 to 15, but it is limited a little bit because I don't know what to make of Ward yet. Ward's either Stroud or Bryce Young, or he could become something in between that and a much better player, but I don't think he's ever reaching top 5 or 6 quarterback numbers. If Tate is in, let's call it New Orleans, then his rookie season, he's 15 to 20. That's redraft. And then Dynasty, he's still got top 15 upside. There's a lot that can go wrong in New Orleans. If this would be potentially New York, I think this is where I'm just not happy. I'm very upset. He's still going to be, as a rookie, top 20-ish. And in Dynasty, I think it's still 15, but now you're 15 to 20. I don't know. And it could be eventually that something happens that opens the door, like an injury of some sort. If this was Washington, which I very much love the idea of the Washington Commanders, this is going to be a top 13 to 17 redraft season, rookie season, and his dynasty value would be in probably the 8. I think we could even put KC 7, right? 7 to maybe 14, a little bit different range, but 7 to 14 dynasty value for Tate if he was in Washington. That's my Tate assessment, and it really is contingent on all these other moving parts. I think where you get caught up is when you start saying things like he's top 12 to 15 no matter what. Those variables are very important. Lots of moving parts, and I think it's misguided kind of advice if you're just telling somebody blanket, he's this. You don't know what he is, and a lot of it's about development. A lot of it's about quarterback. But the point is, the upside to be a top 12 dynasty and really in some cases redraft rookie top 12 to 15 wide receiver, it's in the cards. He's that good. He's that good. Phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even read what Silver's stance is, but I know Silver. Like Silver's spitting right now, and he's out on his Chevy tailgate listening to the show right now on his phone, and probably stoking a fire right now. But I even know that Silver would never choose LeBron. I don't even have to read what he said. If I'm wrong, I'll eat my words. But kids arguing a grown man conversation. I couldn't have put it more beautifully myself. Anybody arguing LeBron over Jordan, it's exactly this. Kids arguing a grown man conversation. And it's like talking to somebody that has never been to the moon, and they're debating with an astronaut who walked on the moon and saying, this is what the moon looks like. And the astronaut's like, but I've been on the moon. You haven't. So. Thank you, Silver. Appreciate you. Bruce, you're live, then over to, because you've been waiting, and then over to Victor, I believe. Bruce, as quickly as you can, then I got to go to Victor real quick. Because I think... Go ahead.
Tyson or Tate?
Or Luis. I'm sorry, Luis. Go ahead.
Tyson or Tate, who do you think would have a better dynasty and redraft impact?
Landing spot. I wish I could tell. Who do I kind of like them both for different reasons, bro. I kind of feel like this is... Carnell Tate is Nico Collins, and Jordan Tyson is CeeDee Lamb. Or how about this? Carnell Tate is St. Brown, Nico Collins is, and Jordan Tyson, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, how much more clear can that be? Because Lamb can be better than St. Brown. St. Brown can be better than Lamb. So where does each go? Does Jordan Tyson go to a place that can develop him into CeeDee Lamb, or does he go and get wasted away? Does Carnell Tate go somewhere where he could become St. Brown? Nico, or does he go somewhere where he's playing second fiddle to Neighbors and Olave? So I can't answer the question, but to tell you that I love both of them, and their landing spot will tell me what to do, and I'll tell you what to do. All right, hold on, Bruce. Hang tight real quick. Luis, you're there. You're live. Go to bed, Luis. We can have this debate Friday.
Hey. No, for sure. Yes, sir. I just wanted to say real quick, I'm not trying to hold the show back, but it's not about holding it. It's about, hey man, we're gonna have a good debate tomorrow. And I mean, I'm not gonna have many fans, and that's okay. But I'll come prepared. And long story short, you're talking about Carnell Tate.
Yeah, let's get to that. Well, I'll dunk on you tomorrow on the LeBron Jordan thing.
Yeah.
But yes, Carnell Tate. Hit Carnell Tate for me. Go ahead.
Carnell Tate. People undermine him so much because of his productivity in the draft, but he has, like you said, he has hands like he has some of the best hands you're gonna get in the game. What do you think his best landing spot would be?
KC, as I just mapped out, KC for sure. And the beautiful part, and it doesn't guarantee anything because there's other players in the game here. We got Mai Lemon, and I don't like Mai Lemon near as much as Tyson or Tate, but Tyson and Tate could definitely, and Mai Lemon could grab any of these spots. But the most wonderful thing besides this New York Giants kind of spot that I hate, this pitfall here. And Cleveland, I don't love either, but it's better than being a second wide receiver somewhere. So would I choose Cleveland over New York? Yeah, I would, because he'd be the number one. But the beautiful part about this is that Tate has fallen a little bit in ADP because of the 40 time, regardless of why. Like, we don't agree with that, but that's just the way that the world works. And so the spots right here, Miami even is great. KC, number 1, Washington, number 2, Miami, number 3. Those okay. Are unbelievable spots, and they're all exactly where Tate could go. So that's really, really good news. It's also exactly where Mai Lemon and Jordan Tyson can go, though. But those are all amazing spots. Amazing. Like, Miami's third, and I think Washington's probably second, but it's arguable that Washington, KC is very debatable. You could say in a way that Washington's better because it's a complete wide open door for him. Because McLaurin's not going to last more than 1 year of being the number one. But Rice could potentially still be in the way and get extended, something wild like that. But, man, KC would be beautiful. KC's probably my favorite spot. Then Washington, then Miami in that order.
If he was to fall after the 11 picks, what would be your ideal? I mean, like, if you can put it in a nutshell, like 1 through 32 teams, who would be, if he was to actually fall because of that 40 time, who would be the team that you would dream and say, oh my God, that's amazing? And I know he went 28, 20. People traded down, people traded up.
What do you mean? You mean where regardless of draft slots, where do I want Tate to go?
Yes, sir.
KC still probably 1. New England might be 2.
That'd be awesome.
I think Buffalo, DJ Moore. I still think Buffalo would be great. Buffalo would be great. I don't want Green Bay. I know everyone's like, what about Green Bay? No, thanks. No, thank you.
It's golden season. And then the other one.
Well, you know what the best spot? You know what the best spot? You know the best spot?
I'm sorry. Yes,
you know where the best spot for Carnell Tate to go? New York Jets.
Yes, why?
Okay, good. I'm just testing you, Luis. Of course not. It's the worst spot.
Why?
That's where players go to die. You passed the test, Luis. You passed the test.
Mashed potatoes.
Okay. No me. Hey, but what's your? I haven't
Raiders.
Really watched. I don't think I watch all the shows. What's your big hate with Lemon? Because I have no idea what's going on with Lemon. Because
Raiders
please indulge me. No, Lemon.
I know. I'm just somebody said Raiders, and I'm saying Raiders are a good spot too. The only problem with the Raiders is they're nowhere near getting Carnell Tate because they're not. Carnell Tate's not going to be available. But if you ask me, like, no landing spot restrictions, they would be in the mix. Sure. Mai Lemon, look, the problem I have with Mai Lemon is that there's no problem with Mai Lemon. The problem I have with Mai Lemon are the Mai Lemon truthers. Those are the people I have a problem with. I have no problem with Mai Lemon. They just aren't happy with my ranking. And so then they make me start to defend it. And then they start getting pissed off about it. And they don't like how I view Mai Lemon. My view of Mai Lemon, I think, is perfect. He's a high-end wide receiver 2 for an NFL team. Not in fantasy. And he has the potential to be a wide receiver 2 in fantasy in the most ideal spots. And because he could develop into that. There's definitely a world where a player gets into the National Football League and becomes a lot better version than the prospect that they are. But you got a lot of Chatty Charlies and Excel Sheet Erics and other people out there that say things like, Mai Lemon's so good against the zone coverage. And they just repeat, like you hear it's the same line over. All they're doing is repeating what they heard. They're just repeating what they heard. Somebody told them it. They use the exact same line. We've had people come in here and they say the exact same line that someone else said. It's like word for word. He's top 5 in the data, Smitty, for zone coverage. It's what the league runs. Like it's just constant repeating, just parrot repeating. But he's smaller. He's not fast. He plays in the slot. He primarily will be looked at as a slot wide receiver. That could limit the amount of times he's on the field. And he's got to land in the best spot in order for this to work. Not to mention he bombed. Bro, he didn't just do badly. He crapped the bed times 1,000 in his pro day interviews with everyone. The personality concerns are through the roof with this kid. So he tanks in value in a lot of teams' eyes. Now, all it takes is one dancing partner. But, I mean, do I have to go on anymore? Size, not fast, gets manhandled in man coverage, which, again, the repeating Rodgers that regurgitate what they hear will say, top 5 in zone coverage, Smitty, it's what the NFL runs these days. It's the same line. You hear, it's so funny when you know someone's listening to something else and they repeat it, when you have 3 people say the same exact phrase practically. And then people in the chat are like, that's a good point. It's like it's all being repeated. He is a good player that as a prospect does not hold a candle to Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson or Jeremiah Love. And if he gets into the league, can he do what Achane did or what Bucky did or what Puka Nacua did, which is become a better version of the NFL player that is Mai Lemon, which has nothing to do with the prospect? Mai Lemon, yes. I open that door. I leave that right to change my mind. Not putting one foot in and one foot out. I'm pretty clear about my stance. But every player has the ability to get into the National Football League and mature and grow at a different rate than they were as a prospect. So that possibility is there if he goes to the most ideal situation and he just starts to grow as a player. You know, but there's no debate here for me anyway.
For sure. If you don't mind, can you, because like I said, you've been talking about him. You mentioned him a couple times, and I honestly, I don't really know anything about him. So do you mind stating his stats? Like my bad. Like his features, he's like
what?
6 foot. He's like 6 foot, right? 6 foot, runs like a 4.3 or something.
No, he doesn't run a 4.3 because I just told you he's slow. You know what I mean? Hold on one second. Let me merge DJ in real quick. Hold on. No. You have to pause. Luis, hold on one second. Let me merge DJ in. DJ, mute yourself real quickly, kind sir. I'll be right with you. Okay, you there, Luis?
Yes, sir.
Let me pull up some of his stats. He is exactly 5'11", 190 to 195. Depends on if he drank a gallon of water before his weigh-in. Which
Casey?
You what?
He's like Casey? Kevin Casey?
Casey Concepcion? No. He's, you know, the size doesn't mean much to me if there's other traits that I love. But when you bomb, again, it's an all-encompassing thing. When you bomb all of your interviews, bro, not one. Like all the GMs are like, his interviews were concerning. Do you understand the difference between a GM saying he didn't interview very well or GM saying his interview was concerning? Multiple GMs, not one, said they don't understand what he was trying to accomplish in his interview process. And another GM said whoever coached him or whoever's helping him run his PR or whatever should be immediately fired. So, and if you remember at the podium, how he was doing that little weird like sway and like looking into the crowd and like kind of seducing the audience. Like it wasn't just that. Like that was just more of what people were getting the vibe of when he went and did his interviews. You could say he's just bad at interviewing, Smitty. I don't care because there's other concerns. There's other concerns. Yeah.
That's why I'm asking you that. That's why I'm asking you about the situation because, like, I don't really know.
Well, I mean, he's not fast. He's not big. And it's okay if there's other receivers that can make it in the league as a smaller frame. Like, it happens all the time. Look at Devontae Smith. But he's not fast, so how is it going to work? You know, he's not going to be able to necessarily translate as easily, and then you worry about the other concerns thing. Then you got to get the situation and how long is it going to take for him to get a lot of work on the field? I mean, it's an endless, you know, and he's not speedy, bro. He's not fast at all. So, all right, hold on 1 second. Let me merge Husseini in. Husseini, mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you, pal. All right, Luis, last question on this topic, and then you don't have to go anywhere. You're supposed to be going to bed anyway, but go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Enough of Mai Lemon. We're not talking about Mai Lemon. But last question.
Well, we're not talking about. Okay. I was talking about Lemon, so I don't know. I'm gonna ask about Lemon again. Where did he play? Because honestly, bro, I have no idea, like at all.
I mean, Luis, we could do a whole Mai Lemon, you know, video if you want, but we're definitely gonna talk Carnell Tate tonight. It's the Trojans, USC Trojans, number 6, 5'11", 195, slow as molasses, plays in the slot. Did have good production, very good in zone coverage. The data is nice. 1156, 11 touchdowns, 79 receptions. A solid prospect for sure. But you're not hearing me say he's not a solid prospect. He's just not Jordan Tyson or Carnell Tate. And the problem is that's where people are trying to weigh him out as. He's the number 1 wide receiver in the draft class. He's not. I like Chris Bell more than I like Mai Lemon. I like Denzel Boston. It depends on where he lands, but I like Denzel Boston a lot. I like Omar Cooper Jr. maybe better than Mai Lemon. So if Mai Lemon goes to the most ideal, last Mai Lemon question, because we're on Carnell Tate, Luis. We're on Carnell Tate.
Yes, sir. So I'm sorry, and I'm gonna keep it. I'm sorry. Like this is the last one, I promise. Okay, so Carnell Tate gets drafted to a perfect situation. Isn't he just Brandon Ayuk?
I don't even know how to answer. I have no idea. I don't know what that even means. Why is he? Brandon Ayuk's a head case, bro. Carnell Tate's a technician.
But I'm saying he can catch the ball.
He can catch, but there's more to it than that, my man. Tate's a technician. No, he doesn't drop. He's never dropped. You know, Tate never dropped the football in college.
And he never fumbled. And I'm a Patriots fan. He fumbles. People fumble in the NFL. Like, people drop balls in the NFL.
All right. Enough about Mai Lemon. This is not a Mai Lemon show. All right, Luis. You are trying to make are trying to make it about it. It's fine because it's fine.
I just wanted to learn about it. I just wanted to learn about him.
Okay, but not now. Not now.
I don't know.
Okay, enough. I'm cutting it off. There's no Mai Lemon talk anymore.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's Carnell Tate. Hold on a second. Don't go anywhere, Luis. I'm not mad at you. This is my resting face. Hold on 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Let me go over to DJ real quickly, then over to Husseini.
Best show on the planet, Smitty. What's up, squad? Down to love, Luis. Tate, Carnell Tate. Just in terms of the receiver talent overall this year, when I was listening to you in terms of comps and like that, when you're talking about Lamb could be Tyson, and this is not his by contingent, you know, that kind of also, in my opinion, just speaks to the talent level. I'm not saying they're great. I'm not saying they can't be a Lamb or what have you. they're probably more so landing spot dependent than what a Lamb may have been. Of course, he landed well because, when you think about it, Tate ended up in Carolina last year. And Young was able to support him, but I'm not too sure that was the best going in landing spot. Great point as it relates to landing spot dependent, where they're at, in terms of their production, overall. But none of them are slam dunk. You know what I mean?
I mean, I would say Tyson is a slam dunk if he was able to not have the health concern. So you're right. That makes him not a slam dunk. But I'd say he's so close to being one. Carnell Tate.
Yeah, which makes this an excellent topic.
Yeah, and Carnell Tate in the right spot will be a slam dunk to me. But then it's the landing spot that might not be a slam dunk. Because Tyson's the kind of receiver that's going to, no matter what, find a way to get the ball. Tate's just a little bit more the type of receiver that like JJ couldn't get the ball and there's nothing he can do, whereas Puka Nacua is always just going to have the ball because of the nature of how he plays. And I think Tyson's a little bit more situation proof, just a little bit, but it's the health concerns. I like Chris Bell.
He's a playmaker.
I like Chris Bell more than I like Mai Lemon. I like Casey Concepcion more than I like Mai Lemon. I like Mai Lemon truthfully, and this is not a knock on Mai Lemon. It's just unfortunate that someone else's expectations so high, they treat my viewpoint as if it's me bringing violence to the situation. And it's like all I'm doing is telling you my ranking, and because you don't like it, you seem to think that this is this is just me hating on Mai Lemon. Cooper Jr. I like more than Mai Lemon. In all the landing spots, this is a really good crew. Now, all these guys aren't going to land. But these are Concepcion I love a lot as well. If he goes to the right spot, I don't know if I have my graphic form or not. Concepcion in the right spot would be really good. And Casey Concepcion is a very, very, it seems like a very likely situation to occur. I don't know where my Casey Concepcion graphic is. I think I have it somewhere. I like Jeremy Bernard a lot if he landed in the right spot. Really like Bernard. He's a sleeper, though. Hurst, I think, is really, really, really solid. If Hurst goes to the right spot, Hurst will have some value. Here's my Concepcion graphic. So, Concepcion, there's a lot of KC Chiefs talk with this kid. And it makes sense where the Chiefs draft at the end of round number 1. The Chiefs have the 29 overall pick, they have the number 9 overall pick, and they have the number 40 overall pick. So if they do decide to pass on wide receiver at 9, Casey Concepcion is certainly a likely target at 29 and at 40. I don't think he lasts to 40, so they might have to take him at 29. But it just seems like a fit too. Casey, and the KC stands for Kevin Concepcion. So it's Kevin Concepcion. And what better way and more confusing way, but more likely way to actually play out for us is to have KC, Chief. So KC Concepcion, which is KC Concepcion. Okay. KC Kevin Concepcion. I mean, it's just fitting. It's fitting, but he's a really, really, sleek talent, man. And Bell too. Bell's coming off the ACL tear. The only reason Bell isn't like in the Tyson and Carnell Tate conversation, and again, Mai Lemon's down here. So Tyson, Carnell Tate, and then Bell. The only reason Bell isn't in this conversation is because Bell tore his ACL in December. And so he's recovering from that, and that's always kind of a downer for teams that are wanting that now production. And so Bell is somebody to watch if he goes to the right spot. Really, really like the kid. He's fantastic. Thank you. Man, we got a $100 super chat from Hammer. Hammer, you still there? He says, let's party. Let me hit that Hammer time graphic. Hammer, you still in the chat, right? I'm sorry, I saw that. The chat was so aggressive tonight, it bumped it out real quickly. But I always catch it. Hammer. I never leave you hanging. But sometimes I see it later than I should, and that's on me. I need to take a lap on that one. But $100 Hammer time.
It's Hammer time.
Hammer time drop it. Luis dropping the $20 extender for the next show. Luis, appreciate that. Luis, you still there? I think he's still there. I don't know if he hung up. He might have fallen asleep.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there he is. Thank you, Luis, for the $20 super chat. Hammer time says, let's party with the $100 hauler. You got to love that. Thank you, Hammer. Appreciate you. Yeah, Luis, what I'm going to do for you, rather than answer all the questions on every one of these wide receivers, which I know you're dying to do right now, I will do a rookie wide receiver video really, really soon. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. So hang tight for that, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Like, honestly, I think I missed out on everything that you were saying from December to January, to be honest with you. Because I'm not going to lie to you. Like,
yeah,
it's
fine.
No idea who these people are.
Well, we'll do a video on it.
What the heck?
We'll do a video on it. We'll catch you up. You'll be good to go. Or you just need to go over to the fantasyfootballshow.com. You can view the rookie rankings for a little snapshot. But
you mean the best freaking fantasy football show? I mean, my bad. But you mean the best freaking website in general? Because I do ESPN and I do half PPR. Yeah. And I do Fantasy Pros, and I do all these things. And honestly, Smitty, like, you take them by a lot. And, like, I saw it, and I'm like, whoa, it's so worth it.
All right,
not just with me saying this stuff. Like, it's literally, like, you can tell, like, right away.
Thanks, pal.
Clicks.
I appreciate it.
All this. Yes, sir.
All right, hold on. Let me get Husseini in here so he doesn't fall asleep at the wheel here. Husseini. You're live? You're live?
What's up, Smitty?
What's up?
Yeah, about Tate. I would love, obviously would love him on the Chiefs, and I would happily have him like you said earlier, like if he replaces Rice, I'd be totally fine with that. Totally okay with that, because Tate is the guy. But like realistically speaking, and then obviously I don't know anything, and I'm just going based off what I'm seeing and whatever. Nobody really knows, but just based off what I'm seeing, like day by day, it from like, Chiefs news and Chiefs whatever, like Chiefs, analysts or whatever on like YouTube and stuff I follow. It seems like day by day that that everyone's kind of projecting the Chiefs going with a defensive player with number 9, and whether it be corner or edge. And I would prefer another weapon for Mahomes. That's just me. But I think that if we don't get Tate, and we go with like pick number 29 with that kind of value, I really like Casey Concepcion. I know you do too, as you just said. But I also really would like Chris Bell's good. I don't know where he goes, like NFL draft ADP, but Tate, though, I would rather have him, obviously. I think he's just so good, and Mahomes needs someone where he can just, because Rice is good, but he kind of sometimes has struggles with catching the ball, and that kind of showed last year with, like, towards the end, he kind of dropped some crucial balls, and so he doesn't have the greatest hands, and so, but that's why we need Tate, man. He just has such great hands, and he just has.
All right. I'm gonna have to stop. We got a character limit there, Husseini. we got to put Husseini and DJ in the what do you call it? The Cliff Note mode, like where we can press the button, because they got a lot of great stuff to say, but we gotta condense it sometimes and go to the next question. I hear what you're saying. Casey is an ideal spot for Carnell Tate, bro. It's such a good spot. It is such a good spot. Long term, and I know it's going to be painful. It's like ripping off the Band-Aid, though, with Rice. If Rice is a problem and the KC Chiefs know it, they're going to react and grab the appropriate player to replace him. Now, if they don't get a sense that they're going to have a problem with Rice this year, I think they're the type of team that can prolong the problem and say, we'll worry about it next year. But if they fall in love with Carnell Tate, if maybe Mahomes falls in love with Carnell Tate, Mahomes did have something to do with Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting drafted. who Andy Reid didn't use properly, by the way. And I know Clyde Edwards-Helaire was a bust, but how much of it was on him and how much of it was not. But if you give Carnell Tate to the Chiefs, man, it's the way to go. I think that all these pundits and mock draft predictors and everything, they don't know what Veach is thinking. They have no clue. And it's not like Veach is going to make it known what he's going to do. Like, no one's going to. So for everyone predicting what they think KC needs, they don't know. Like, how many times are we shocked about the top 10? Every year. There's no one here that can predict the top 10 in order. Nobody, let alone predict what the Chiefs want to do with 29, 40, and 9. Because when you have those three picks, like Husseini's going to be living large on draft day. I mean, what a fun event for you to have day 1 and day 2, to have 2 picks in day 1, to have 3 picks in the top 40, and be a team already, the Kansas City Chiefs, in the top 5 or 6 in the conference. Even if you didn't make the playoffs, you'd still be a top 6 team to be in the conference. It's just such a tough thing in terms of, Mahomes coming back. But I will say, Luis, I'm sorry, Husseini, that they're not out on Tate yet. There's still a lot of falling in love with Tate that they can do. So hang tight on that. Don't count them out just yet, because you see like Mel Kiper and a bunch of other nonsensical people saying, "Oh, they're going to go defense." They might go defense. You just got to weigh out the apples to apples comparison. Does the defender here at 9 with KC Concepcion or Denzel Boston or a Cooper or maybe a Chris Bell? The Chiefs are no strangers to drafting injured players. Look at last year's first round pick. So, you definitely could look for value here at 29, or they could grab the wide receiver at 40 to protect the situation and just say, we're rolling the dice on Rashee Rice. No matter what, you're going to be set. You're going to be set up nicely. But yeah, we will be rooting for Tate. Not final thought, because Husseini, I'll come back to you, but real quickly, rebuttal, and then I got to go around the phone line because I got a lot of people on the phone line. I think they're still there.
Yeah. I'll be quick, I promise.
No, you're fine. I'm just trying to usher everybody along. I never mean offense by it. Like no, DJ knows. We have to hang up on DJ if there's a timer, and it's a running positive, not a negative, joke or anything. Everyone's like, "Oh, there goes DJ."
Yeah, I know. I don't get my feelings hurt, especially not with this community.
Yeah, no one means that. But I do just got to rush some of you guys along, because some of you guys can definitely unleash the character limit. Go ahead, real quick.
Yeah, I know. I know I do that. No, just real quick. I agree with you with everything you say, and I don't watch like ESPN stuff, but I just watch like private Chiefs people or whatever. But even they don't know, so it's just opinions. But I agree with you. I like KC Concepcion at the 29. If we don't,
what's up, Sick Nasty?
I really do hope we get Tate. But in my opinion, I think Tyson's the best. Like, regardless of injuries and all that crap, I think just pure skill and talent, I think Tyson is the best hands-down receiver in the draft. And I would put Tate second, and then honestly, I would probably put Omar Cooper Jr. at a close third.
Yeah, Omar Cooper Jr. to the Chiefs anywhere else. But if you're not going to go receiver here, you get Omar Cooper Jr., you get Chris Bell at 40 or wherever he goes. I don't know where he's going to fall because of the ACL tear, to be honest. You get KC Concepcion, but Denzel Boston's a really good player. The nice thing about Denzel Boston is that if he goes to KC, that's a very different player. That if Rice ends up working out, you still make out like a bandit, because he fits in perfectly even with Rice playing well. You know what I mean? Whereas if you draft Carnell Tate, it's not that they can't coexist, and Worthy too, but Boston would fit in perfectly, and it'll all be copacetic even if everybody's, doing well. All right, hang tight real quickly. Let me get around the phone line here. DJ, what else do you have? Did I cut you off?
Last thing, and just for the record, I was going to hang up before, but, you kept me on. Anywho, just for the record.
No, it's my fault.
Just for the record. Talk about succession planning, man. I mean, the Chiefs are, set up to do whatever it is they really need to do. You know what I mean? Talk about succession planning. Tate could coexist. Tate's an X. Tate's an outside receiver. Rice isn't that. So even Tate, Tyson, they would coexist in that, and that's what makes Tate appealing to a lot of teams because he's a true X.
Yeah, and, he can really do anything. You could run him anywhere. I mean, to be honest, but
right.
I don't even know that I don't even know if I'd pigeonhole him in a spot. To be honest, I think he's that good. Not to mention that the X or any receiver position today in today's NFL literally can move all over pre-snap motion and line up in the slot, as an X consistently. So, yeah. So, I don't even really care so much about the – I do think the styles of play for Tate and Rice are a little bit more matched up. And, Boston would be really, really intriguing as a guy that could just, I think, fit in there regardless because he's such a big-bodied guy that would play different. And Husseini said this too, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'll let you continue. Husseini said this before, and I agree with him. I think Worthy's getting a little overlooked because he was injured all last year. But go ahead. No. All points well taken, and that's the thing with Lemon. He's in my opinion, from what I've watched, a smart guy. And not to pigeonhole anyone. To your point, it's a great point. But the thing is, he won't be lining up outside. Not for a while.
So that's the key difference. Best show on the planet.
All right, DJ. No offense by the long-winded references. We appreciate
none taken, man.
Everybody brings their own personality
just
to
for the record. Yeah, none taken, my guy.
You were about to hang up,
Best
and I kept
on the
going. All right, sorry about that. All right, later, bro. Appreciate you. Luis.
Yo.
Final thoughts, my boy, and then I got to get over to Dynasty.
So, do you see Mai Lemon being a Jordan Addison of some sense?
I've compared him to, I don't know if you heard that. I compared him to Addison in terms of what is kind of my valuation of where he would feel production wise. I think Jordan Addison makes a lot of sense. I think could he be Christian Watson good? Where Christian Watson is kind of the number one for his team, but there's a lot of stability problems of him remaining the number one for his team. In the best case scenario, could he ever be a T. Higgins or will he ever be like a Sutton or a Waddle? Not trying to compare the way they play at all. I'm just saying when you think of a wide receiver production wise and their place in the NFL wide receiver rankings, these are the names that come to mind for me. Not where Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate, I'm talking one of them, not both of them. But the odds of both of them being top 10, top 12 is not necessarily the best odds. It's not that it can't happen. But one of them being Lamb or Nico, you hear me talk like that, whereas Mai Lemon, I'm talking about Christian Watson, Sutton, Waddle in terms of production. So it's a big, stark difference,
A wild take is, say, the Commanders go Love. Please, I hope they do. You know what I'm saying? 85 to the moon.
Everybody wants it.
So they take Love. And then Round.
Husseini hung up. Husseini, you didn't say bye.
He's going to call back. He'll call back. I'll text him. Anyways, so
I'll text him.
Round 4.
You got to
the Commanders and them taking Lemon. And now you got JD5, Noah Ayuk, and everybody else with nobody else to go. He's in with Jordan Love in the backfield. That's just a hypothetical.
Jordan Love. I don't want Jordan Love in the backfield in Washington.
Jeremiah Love.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
I'm sorry.
Let's do that one.
I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
Husseini, did you? Sorry, Smitty, I have to drive. Okay, no problem. I just want to make sure you didn't feel neglected, Husseini. You're my boy, Blue.
He sounded like he was going to drive.
I hope I didn't offend Husseini. I'm not offending. I hope I'm not offending everybody tonight. I don't know.
No, he sounded like he was driving.
Thank you, Smitty, for letting the chat flow.
He was driving LeBron. He was driving the GOAT.
He probably is. Let me hold on. Hammer's calling in. Hammer, hold on 1 second. Mute yourself. I'll be right with you, pal. All right, Luis, I got to get out of here. Appreciate your $20. I saw your other $20 super chat. You straight up savage. Husseini said, or Husseini, mixing everybody up tonight. What page was I even on?
We're gonna start with 15 minutes, I guess. I don't know.
What page was I on? Oh, this one.
Regular.
Never meant to have this be a Jordan Legoat.
Legoat, yeah.
Yeah,
He's a goat. Yes, sir. Oh yeah.
You're gonna get dunked on pretty hard. You're gonna get dunked on pretty hardcore tomorrow night.
I know. Yes, sir. I know.
You know, there's just no. And then with this other $10 super chat from Superior says, we need a glaze emote for the Glazer, Smitty. Or how about a hater emote for the haters, Onion? How about the hater emoji?
No.
Does that work for you?
No. Yes.
Okay.
And that works because he said Glazer for the emo because he's calling me an emo. I wasn't even an emo.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me go over to Hammer. Hammer, you're live.
Yes, sir.
Hey. Yeah, I'm just trying to kind of put some of these receivers in perspective. Like, this is not like the class of a Neighbors, BTJ. I'm not saying anyone said that, but I just want pointing that out. Like, these guys are the best this year, yes, but I do think Carnell Tate does. I'm going with him by far. One of the biggest reasons, honestly, is what he did at Ohio State in that system.
With Jeremiah Smith in his way.
I mean, putting up 900 yards, 9 touchdowns, and averaging 18 yards a catch. I hate Ohio State, but I watch him. I respect it. And
beast.
Again, I think that plays a lot. I mean, his numbers are better than Tate's. And I mean, not Tate, Tyson. Again, it's different, but he was the number one and the only really option. I mean, he was able to put that up at Ohio State and against competition, which I think matters. But dude, his ball skills,
unbelievable
at 6'2". And his body control. I actually think he's going to be special.
He's going to be real special. But don't discredit the wide receiver class just because it doesn't, on the surface level, look like it could produce 2 top 10 wide receivers. If all goes well for Tate and Tyson, they both could be top 12. And that's hard to say because who gets bumped out. But Tyson's ball tracking is almost unheard of and uncomparable. His ball control, Tate, is unbelievable. His hands are unbelievable. Tyson's got good hands too. But Tyson can track the ball over his head while he's running and chasing it down like almost nothing I've seen. He's super, super raw. And so he's going to get better. Tate will too. But these guys right here, just because they're in what's acclaimed to be a lesser wide receiver group, doesn't mean it can't produce 2 of the better wide receivers that the last handful of years it produced. Because MHJ was supposed to be the best wide receiver to come out in the last decade, and he wasn't. And so what's supposed to be doesn't always happen. What is supposed to not happen doesn't always not happen. And I believe we have a very underrated 2026 draft class that might be thinner, but between Jeremiah Love and 1 or 2 of these receivers and one of Stowers or Sadiq, and it might be Stowers over Sadiq, to be honest. It could be either one. I believe we're going to get handed a lot of fantasy goodness that is going to resonate for a decade, and we're going to look back on this class as being a lot better than people gave it credit for. And everybody that said just trade for a 2027 pick, get rid of your 1.3 for any top 6 or 7 27 pick, trust me, bro, it's going to be kind of laughable, all the people that passed on the talent that's at least in the top 5 of this class, fantasy football wise, for a blind, unknown mid to maybe early first 2027. People are going to regret it. Now, landing the right person.
I put those 3 names in. I'm not saying I think just from hey, everyone remember the hype. Remember, that's what I'm saying. So there's a frame of reference. I wasn't.
Yeah. Imagine going back and telling
people thought
somebody,
MHJ was going to be the next, best receiver ever. They never seen a prospect like it. So I was just trying to kind of put it into perspective.
Yeah. He was supposed to be.
Hammer.
He was supposed to be.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Luis. Go ahead. Are you talking across the show to Hammer in a personal conversation while we're live? Go ahead, Luis.
Yes, sir. Hey,
okay, go ahead, real quick.
You're the GOAT. You're the GOAT. Hey, what do you want tonight's Dynasty show to be about, sir?
I think that's up to me, Luis. I think that's up to me. But I might pass down the decision, though. Because you guys have been dropping fire like monsters. No, I know. Luis, I'm just joking.
No. Like, you know what I mean. Like, I'm not.
What do you two want the Dynasty show to be about? Hit me with it. And not Mai Lemon.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to do that.
And Luis, I don't.
Wasn't Luis supposed to go to bed?
I'm just here for the show.
Go to bed, but like, man, it's about.
Luis, go to bed, bro. You got a long night tomorrow with the LeBron Jordan debate. It's gonna be a rough one for you. You're not gonna sleep for a week after that one, or walk straight. It's gonna be a bad one.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna be a bad one. Let's.
It's really not.
You're gonna get done.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Real quickly, I need to end this show here, so let me just look at super chats, make sure I got them all covered.
Yes,
Tony, appreciate you. Luis doubles, appreciate doubles. Hammer, appreciate your $100 super chat. Let's party. Got to that one late. I'm sorry. I always see it, but sometimes the chat goes crazy. Sometimes it doesn't. I have to scroll up and look for it. And then Superior, thank you for the hater commenter. It was playful, but we'll look for your emoji later. And then BBQ dropping the gifted memberships earlier, New Age dropping them. All right, real quickly, Luis, and then we got to jump over to the Dynasty channel. Give me your last take and then your suggestion for a Dynasty show. Go.
Well, my last take is honestly, I live in Texas, so I'm in North Texas, but like Hammer, he's a Carolina Panther fan, so like, what about the Brooks? You know what I'm saying, the running back? What about his take? Like, do you think that's even worth it?
I'm not even talking about now. It's not even in this conversation.
No, I'm saying like for the fantasy show, like Dynasty.
He knows, Luis. He's saying that he doesn't know. No one knows who Brooks is, bro. No one's ever seen him.
Oh my God, bro!
I can't.
He's so good.
Bro. He hasn't played. You don't know what he is.
I can't talk about a player that's torn his 2 ACLs in 2 years.
Like,
yeah.
You're right, but like
No.
Okay. So I love Texas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Longhorns all day, every day. You know? I'm sorry.
All right. We got SEC ball down here.
They are SEC. Well, not then.
Okay, real quickly. Let me wrap it up here. I got to wrap it up. So, Luis, final thought, and then we'll go over. I'll pick a Dynasty show unless you guys have a really, really good idea here, right here in about 20 seconds. But I got to end it. Luis.
Yes, sir. Can we go? Honestly, I don't want to do this again, but he's going to like it. You already did that last night. Higgins? No. HN. How do you feel about that?
I think we just did an HN though show. I believe. I have to look. Maybe we didn't do Dynasty. Let me check real quick.
We talked about HN today.
Joe Burrow?
Let me see if I have HN on Dynasty. Hold on. The last show I did on HN. Let's see here on Dynasty. I did one, about 2 weeks ago. So let me surprise you. Trust me, and I'll figure it out. Okay, rather than just dance around this for 10 minutes. Luis, if you want to call in, we'd be happy to have you. I want you to get some sleep though. If you got to work tomorrow, I think you said you're starting your new job. Congratulations on that. Is that correct still?
Potatoes.
Okay, so are you really not going to get sleep for your new job, your new position, or are you not starting it tomorrow?
I'll still get at least 5 hours.
But are you starting your new position tomorrow?
I already started today.
Okay. How did it go, number one? Quick answer. Go good? No regrets? No regrets, or do you wish you didn't take the...
Bro, it was like, I was done in 5 hours. It was so... It was so easy.
Okay.
Said,
So
wow.
you're okay. Do what you want. I'm not your papa. If you want to get on the Dynasty show, we'll be glad to have you. But I just want to make sure you're doing good. Okay. Appreciate your patience in the chat. But do you think MJ? Do you think MJ beat a better team with Greg Popovich, Duncan, Parker? Look, thank you, Joseph. I'll let the chat answer this one. I don't care what anybody says about MJ, because every player that plays today and every player that played with him says Jordan's the GOAT ever, the best ever. And that's all you really need to know. But if you want to dig into it more, we'll dig into it Friday with Luis, because Luis thinks Jordan's the GOAT. We're going to have to set him in his place. What?
You want to know one thing that stuck out to me today, right? So I went to a place, and then I was talking to a cook, and then I was talking to the manager, and the manager said Jordan. But then for some reason, the cook said LeBron.
And how old's the cook? 28 years old?
A little bit older. No, he actually looked, and I asked him. He said, I'm 48 years old. And I said, oh.
Cavs fan.
Well, that's funny.
Lakers fan.
Well, that's funny. And then he said, yeah, you can just tell.
All right.
LeBron just did more.
No. All right, Luis, I gotta get to the Dynasty show. Call it on the Dynasty show. Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you. Call back in just a few minutes on the Dynasty channel, all right? All right.
Yes, sir.
Later. All right, Hammer, final thoughts. Then over to Dynasty.
We're good. Let's roll.
All right, see you. See you in a minute. Appreciate you. Joseph, thank you very much for the $20 super chat, you straight up savage. Savage, I tell you. Savage, where's my button?
I smell meatloaf. Meatloaf.
I didn't mean to rush Luis off. We just got to get out of here and get onto that channel. The Dynasty Show channel link is in the description of the Rumble live stream and also the YouTube live stream. So just click that, get over there. We'll have the LeBron and Jordan debate tomorrow night on the Dynasty channel. I don't know why. That's just where it's good. I don't want to put it on the main channel. And it could get pretty lengthy. I would assume, because Luis will be there and he's going to be talking LeBron. And, we'll have to have that conversation tomorrow. But see you on the Dynasty channel tonight, which is where we're going to have the LeBron debate tomorrow. Unless he forces it tonight. I don't mind having the LeBron-Jordan debate tonight on the Dynasty channel, to be honest with you. It doesn't matter tonight or tomorrow. All right, see you guys all over there. Appreciate all your super chats. Carnell Tate to the mother freaking moon. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Onion. Thank you, Luis, Tony, Hammer, New Age, BBQ, Hag, all you out there. Landman, Husseini, if you're still listening, I hope you call into the Dynasty channel. Husseini to the moon. Appreciate every single one of you. Be on Dynasty in T-5.